Yo, 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 what is good, my people? It's your boy Lou Ciccone, back with another episode for y'all. Thank you for joining me on a Friday night. Hope y'all have had a blessed week. I know I've had a good week myself. So yeah, man, we got a really cool topic tonight. So I know I did the Shai video earlier this week when I was talking about his sermon. And I didn't plan that we were going to do the Still Jesus joint tonight, but it just kind of happened that everything I've been wanting to do it, and it fell into place that we were able to do it, and I was able to get a really, really dope guest, my brother, who I'm going to introduce in a minute. But yeah, so it just kind of ended up being the perfect situation for us to get together and talk about this, man. So as I said, I do hope y'all are blessed, have had a blessed week, I should say. Yo, 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 what's up, Mike? Yo, Creative Studios in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good? Yo, yo, yo. We got Berean Babes up in here. All right, all right. Shout out to my wife, Violet, in the channel, Berean Babes. Yeah, so any content creators, man, please put your channel names with an asterisk in the chat, man. We need people to follow all these great Christian content creators we got right now, man. So, all right. So without further ado, man, I'm going to introduce my brother over here, my man, Chrys Jones.
What's up, brother?
Yo, what is good, my man?
Not too much, man. Just enjoying life. Spring's here. I'm feeling good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't had no allergies, man?
Definitely had allergies. It's I live in Kentucky, man. It's allergy central.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be loving your bootleg meteorologist joints, man. Them joints be cracking me up, man.
Oh yeah. I'm about to get back on it. The weather's about to get crazy, so
yeah,
that'll be some more fun.
Fantastic, fantastic. Hey, man. So for anybody who's not familiar with you, just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. So Chrys Jones, signed to Christ Centric Records, released a couple of albums with Christ Centric, Mano, Trinity, and Note to Self. I actually released November of last year. I'm also a producer, and I do some engineering and mastering at Christ Centric as well. So really just staying busy. I'm also a father of four, husband, and I'm a pastor in training, a church planter in training. So I got a lot on my plate, but just thankful for the Lord to give me opportunities to do music and keep staying in the Christian hip hop world while also expanding ministry to preaching and leading and all that good stuff.
Hey, man, that is awesome, man. So, I mean, the question is, how do you even make time, bro, to be doing music with all the stuff you got on your plate, man? That in and of itself is a testament to, I guess, the Lord's grace and just putting the Energizer battery in your back.
Yeah, and honestly, making beats and making music is really my stress management. It's a hobby. So if I have time to do something fun, I either read or make music. So it depends on what I choose.
Awesome. Yeah, we definitely got to talk a little bit more about your music, man. But I mean, tell us how you got into hip hop, and how did your love for the art form start?
So honestly, I grew up listening to MC Hammer. That was my first tape. I had a little kid tape player with a microphone on it, just walking through the house.
Yeah.
MC Hammer. Then I got my keyboard, which had like drums on it and instruments. So I started, learning the keyboard, playing piano. And then 2001, my dad got me Fruity Loops. FL Studio, downloaded it bootleg on Kazaa or something like that. And 21 years later, still making music.
Wow.
So I was a hip hop head as a kid, just grew up on rap, but then I got saved and changed everything over to Christ. And so that's the next step for me was once I'm saved, I got to do this for his glory. So
yeah.
That's how I'm in it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. So you tell us about your early CHH experiences, man. How did you get into the CHH world, though?
So it's kind of crazy. It ties into my salvation story. So I'm 17 years old, senior year of high school, and one of my friends comes up to me at the lunch table and he's like, "You rap. Why don't you rap about Jesus?" And of course, my response was, "That's whack," because I had been listening to Christian rap in middle school.
Yeah.
And just wasn't feeling what I had heard. I was listening to a little bit of cross movement, gospel gangsters, and it wasn't that it was whack. It just wasn't modern. It wasn't southern. Well, he hands me Lecrae after the music stops, Tripoli, If They Only Knew, Tadashi, Kingdom People, Flame. So I had all these albums that are incredible. And I remember hearing Jesus music and thinking, this is Christian hip hop. This sounds like mainstream rap, but he loves Jesus. They had music videos, which I thought was crazy. And I just devoured everything I could get. So anything Cross Movement Records, Flame, Lecrae, Tripoli. And that really got me into the Christian hip hop world. Later, I found The Truth, Shai Linne, Evangel, more of the boom bap stuff. But my first introduction was Reach Records, really.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Nah. He said like you like your man's ask you why don't you do Christian hip hop? You're like, nah, that's why.
Yeah. And I was lost as all get out at that point.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, I think at moments in the CHH, in the lifespan of CHH, there's definitely been some truth to that statement as far as like what are we doing here, man? Like,
Yeah,
quality wise, integrity wise, and all of that, right? Like just where it just didn't seem genuine, man, at certain points where it's like, I think we're trying too hard and we're failing pretty hard too, right here.
Yeah. But there's grace for that.
Oh yeah. And the funny thing is, man, what you might consider whack, the Lord will use that joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I go back and listen, and
Yeah.
I love those albums now. But I back then I didn't really appreciate boom bap. I was more of a Lil Jon, Lil Wayne, T.I. And then I was a Dipset fan, but there was no Christian hip hop really sounding like that. So for a while, I was just looking for Southern sounding Christian hip hop. And I think that contributed because I used to think Theory Has It, Braille, those dudes was whack, but I couldn't appreciate the art form. But as I've grown in my Christian walk and in my taste for music, I've discovered a whole lot of really good stuff that I would have thought was whack 17 years ago.
Wow. You know what's funny, bro? Because I always figured you as like the opposite. Like you're a dude who like grew up like listening to like seriously lyrical dudes and more of like maybe an East Coast sound. And then maybe you kind of like started liking other stuff. That's what I would have thought. So it's interesting that it was the other way around.
Yeah, it's interesting because before I got signed with Christ Centric and before I was in the Reform hip hop world, I put out music. And a lot of my music was all Southern stuff with like one or two boom bap tracks.
Yeah.
And my sound evolved over the years just based off of listening to Shai, Tim, Evangel, and that sound became more of mine. And as I'm going through that phase, I'm learning about Jake One, Ninth Wonder, Jay Dilla. I'm listening to Donuts. Then I'm chopping samples. And so my style has evolved a lot, but I still got a love for the South and I got a love for the boom bap. So, both and.
Yeah. So you just kind of talked a little bit about what I was going to ask you, man. Like, so that the beat making part, so you had the Fruity Loops, and then now it's like you continue doing that, and then did you ever go hardware, or is it more just like you kind of stuck software based as far as like the chopping and whatnot?
Yeah, I'm software based. I've got a turntable, I got some records, but I've mastered Fruity Loops. I've been on it for 21 years. I learned early on that Ninth Wonder used to use Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
a lot of tutorial videos, but I think for me it was just the thing that I mastered. So I get saved my senior year of high school, all through college, man. Anytime I had a break, I'm just chopping samples, making beats. I used to use Gold Wave and Cool Edit Pro, and I just kind of got it down.
Cool Edit, dang, you took it back, man.
Yeah, man. So I just learned it, and I really like the control. I never did get to learn the MPC. I wish I did. Sometimes I feel like I'm not authentic boom bap because I don't have one.
Come on.
But I do have the machine. I do have keyboards, but I do a lot of my editing on the computer.
Yeah, nah, that's what's up, man. Nah, I mean, you gotta do what works for you, man. And I think what you mentioned about like Ninth Wonder, man, that's a dude I feel like really broke the stereotype of like, Fruity Loops is just like a basic, almost kind of low tier beat making software. Like when people found out that he was making like hit records with, with Fruity Loops, it's like, okay, I want that joint too. You know, so yeah, that's what's up, bro. So yeah, man. I mean, wanted to talk about Shai's album, man, which he released 5 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yes, it's so crazy. I actually didn't know it was 2017 till I went to go look at the actual album artwork and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was 2017, bro, 5 years ago.
That is
5 years ago.
crazy.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring you on, talk about that, man, because you have your hands in and on that project. You know what I mean? So I think you have some unique input for us.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna do is I want to bring on this snippet right here. So this was shot from the Wade-O show a couple years back when he was, talking about the album when it was about to drop. So it's a couple minutes. So let me just go ahead and play it. We'll see what a good point to stop it is. But let me go ahead and bring that in here. All right, and make sure y'all people in the chat, let us know if you can hear it too. If you can't hear it, I can reload it. All right, let's go.
Hey, so let's talk about Still Jesus first, man. Just the title, man, and man, what were you what was on the mind, in making this project?
Well, so those who are familiar with my music know that my first album was the Solus Christus Project, which means Christ alone, right? And really the heart behind Still Jesus is that, my last project dropped in 2014. So it's been about 3 years, which is an eternity, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the music industry. And so,
but you're usually like 3. I was looking at that, bro. I was like, he's usually like 3 years.
That's
like,
true. That's
true.
2011,
right. You had stories to 20, you know what I mean?
No doubt. Yeah. But I think the changes in the industry have moved so much more quickly. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, man, I'm originally I was going to drop Lyrical Theology Part 3, Sociology.
Right.
So that's, I'm saying, that was on the docket. But since things had kind of changed so much over the last 3 years, I was like, you know what, let me come back and make an album that's just basically planting my flag in the ground. Like, there's been a lot of changes, in the world, a lot of changes in the church, a lot of changes in Christian hip hop. At the end of the day, it's still all about Jesus, because Jesus hasn't changed. And so that's kind of what it's about.
Yeah, I felt that vibe from the first song of the album right away. And that was like the perfect intro. I feel like to, you know what I mean? Like, what were you going to address on the rest of the album? And I think too, man, particularly for our audience, I feel like on this project you got a serious charge to Christian hip hop.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And man, just talk about that a bit, because you talk about the shift. You even mentioned, Reach Records, 2012. That a lot of things happening since then, man. So just your thoughts on that situation right now, man.
Yeah, man. So the song you're talking about is Random Thoughts 3. And yeah, I mentioned, and I'm basically walking through my interaction with Christian hip hop when I first got in back in 2000, 2001, 2002, back in the rock soul days. You know what I mean? And
one of the first albums I ever bought was that Rock Soul compilation.
Wow.
Which I was talking to Corey Red about this the other day, bro.
Oh, Corey Red.
I was actually trying to get him to come today,
bro.
Red.
Red is that dude.
Yeah. We couldn't get the schedules, but that was like we got in around the same time. And,
yes, sir.
That project always has a special place in my heart.
Word, man. And so, so just basically, we lived through what many would consider the golden era of Christian hip hop. You know what I'm saying? When CM had dropped, and then Lamp Mode dropped, and then Reach Records dropped, and it was just kind of one after the other, cats just dropping Christ-centered, gospel proclaiming, it's more than music, it's ministry type albums, you know what I'm saying? And it was dope. But what I mentioned in the song is that around 2012, it was just a shift. You know what I'm saying? It was a shift away from Christ-centered, clear, explicit gospel proclamation to doing more what some would call life, kind of practical issues of life type music. And it's not to knock that. There's definitely a place for that. But over time, what seems like began to happen is that it was not only was there a move away from Christ-centeredness, but it was also kind of like, not only are we going to move away from it, but that's actually corny. So that's not even the right way to do it. That's not the right way to go about it. And so many of us was like, well, wait, hold up. Wait, how do we get to this point? You know what I'm saying? And it's basically continued. And one of the things that I found really interesting recently has been how religious secular music has become.
It's crazy, bro.
Ain't that crazy?
It's crazy.
So
it's crazy when you think about it,
bruh.
It's crazy.
It's like any recent.
I'm gonna hop back in there, man. So, yeah, man, you know, just a little bit of his thoughts on there. What did you think about that little portion there, bro?
Man, so this is an interesting topic for me, because I remember when Evangel dropped the Mr. Gravity joint, and I was really feeling that, like, man, that's deep. And then, you know, that caused a big stir, a lot of controversy there.
Yeah.
But still, Jesus, man, like what he's saying, I had been seeing, and I came to love less theocentric Christian hip hop, but it wasn't to the exclusion of the sound doctrine stuff. Yeah. So I would bump Theory Has It, Lord Fire, or, you know, something like that. But then I'm also listening to Shai Linne. Yeah. And the same thing he's talking about, I've noticed, and it's gotten worse and worse since he talked about it, is there's a lot less of that explicit Christ-centered, gospel-centered, theological hip-hop. And personally, I've experienced where I submit stuff to get reviewed or to get critiqued, and the cats in the comments would be like, that's corny, that sounds like old CHH. And I've heard them be corrected. On Beat will correct them and say, that's not old CHH, that's just Christ-centered lyrics. Some people still do that. And I think Shai what he's saying is crazy, because it used to be that it was saturated with that Christ-centered theological rap, and now it's almost all mainstream and no theology. And it's not to say that cats don't talk about Christ or mention the Lord or their faith, but like he said, it's more life rap. So like God becomes, you know, he's part of your worldview, but not a subject of the music. And I think that's important.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it, man. Like, part of your worldview, but not a subject of the music. Yeah. I mean, I think that's just a really good way to explain that particular style. I mean, I like how you said there's room for in your own listening, your own palette for listening, right? Included like a Theory Has It, and included like you know, Shai Linne at the same time. And actually, I like that time of like CHH. I can't remember if I had to sort of just throw a year out there, maybe between, I don't know, 2010 and definitely before 2012. Like, he was spot on that 2012 there was an obvious shift. But the fact that, you know, as you said, not to the exclusion, right, of like soundness. You know, not to the exclusion of soundness. And I think that's what people were trying to do early on. I don't know if you remember, man, at some point, what's the name? It was Swoop.
Yeah.
Right? Show Baraka and what's the young lady's name? I forget her name.
Yeah, Susie Rock.
Susie Rock.
High Society.
Yes. I think that was one of the first real big steps into, okay, this is like deliberately not overtly Christian, but it's going to be Christian, right? And for the most part, man, I actually enjoyed that first project they did, man. I thought, okay, you know, there's room for this. There's room for this. And it's because we still had, you know, the lyrical theology was still on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it was like, once it became like, nah, like this is, like you said, the old way of doing it, that's where it became problematic, you know?
Yeah. And what's crazy about that time is you've got Collision Records, where you've got Swoop putting out Wake Up, which is my #1 favorite Christian hip hop project.
That was
which
a dope
album. Clearly Christ-centered, but he's free. He felt free to be able to go out and do high art. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You had a lot of, you know, they were putting out mixtapes and albums. You had some Shai Linne, like Attributes of God around that time. You had Man, I think I want to say the Dream Junkies had some stuff out, Ruslan. So I was listening to everything just because it was all dope.
Yeah.
But you always had really explicit Christian, like Jesus-centered options to go along with that other style of rap. And I may not have loved every song on either album. There may have been things that I didn't prefer, but I could mix and match my playlist and really have a good, dope mix of it. But like you said, man, art, like around that time, it's like all of a sudden it's time to just branch out and go mainstream. Like forget this CHH stuff. It was weird.
Yeah, bro. It was certainly weird. Yeah, Restoring Heroes Project said beautiful eulogy.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yes.
That's a dope group. Dope group for sure. Yeah. Joseph Eugene has said Still Jesus is a dope album. No doubt. Definitely agree with that. Creative Studios, mainstream CHH is on life support. Hey, can't argue with that, man. Can't argue with that.
Man, Stephen the Levite came out around that time too. Still the Last Missionary. That was a decade.
Yo, that album was insane, bro. Even from the artwork, to the whole package, bro. It was like crazy, man. Yo, what up, Jason? Jason from Dear Woke Christian. So yeah, Shai, Timothy, Zay, Steven are on repeat. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I discovered Zay around that time too. Yep, that was a good time, man.
Yeah. My story of meeting Zay is so funny. I just bumped into him down in downtown DC. That's how I met him. You know what I mean? And he was I was like a new believer at that time. So I was excited because I just saw this dude walking around DC. He was walking with a Bible. So I was like, I walked up to him and started talking to him because he had a Bible. And he was like, he looked at me like all suspicious, bro. He's like, are you a believer, man? I was like, yeah.
That's dope, man.
That's how I met Zay, man. But yeah, man. Story. Nah, definitely. Brothers worthy of being on repeat for sure. So tell us, man. I mean, so you heard Wado talk about like, yes, this is the song that started the album, right? This is the first song, Random Thoughts Part 3, right?
Yeah.
And so so on the official credits, right? It says Alex Hitchens and Chrys Jones.
Yeah.
But so just tell us about, how you ended up being, first of all, how you linked up with Shai, and then how you ended up being, on this album, producing this track for him.
Yeah. So how I met Shai is kind of crazy. So he came to Kentucky State University and did a concert, which is about 40 minutes from me. So I'm like, bro, I'm definitely going. And I go and I bring a demo CD with me. Because I'm like, yo, I want him to hear these beats. And so I hand him to Average Joe, who's his DJ. And Joe listens to him. He's like, these are dope. I got to get these to Shai.
Yeah.
So he passed those on to Shai. And I kind of got his information through Average Joe. And, for years, I sent Shai some different beats. And then he posts, I think it was either on Twitter or he may have even sent an email saying, I'm looking for beats for the next project. So I sent a batch of beats and he's like, I like this joint, but I'm not feeling the drums. So I sent like 11 versions of this joint and changing the drums on each one. And we just couldn't get the drums right. So that's when Alex came in, replaced the drums, but, kept my bass, kept the chops and everything like that. So it was really a collaborative effort with me doing the sample and the instrumentation and then Alex doing the drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how it came about. Okay.
Yeah. So
what came out was
cool.
beautiful though.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. And, it was just crazy because I didn't really know Shai was using the beat. Like I kind of like he was interested in it, but then I thought it kind of dropped off because the drums didn't work out. So I'm disappointed. And then all of a sudden I hear Random Thoughts 3 and I'm like, whoa, I actually made it onto a Shai project.
Oh, so you didn't know before it came out?
No, I had no clue because I thought the drums didn't work out. I hadn't heard back from him in a while. And then I hear the song and I'm like, wow.
Wow, man.
Shai's rapping on this joint.
Yeah, that's gotta be such a dope feeling, man.
Yeah.
Gotta be a dope feeling. And then so I mean, one thing is, I mean, hearing the song for the first time, right? So you're like, okay, wow, like, okay, I got the placement on the Shai album. This is vicious. But then talk about now hearing what he was saying on the song. Like, how did that hit you, bro?
Man, so it was a wave of like, dang, You know, the wordplay is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The content was crazy. And then you get to the Trip Lee part, and it's like pit my stomach, like, he's about to stir something up. And I produced this joint. You know, I didn't know if this was going to be like a CHH war. You know, I didn't have a clue how the song would be received, but I was like, yo, he ain't lying.
Yeah.
You know, he's speaking the truth, and he's not scared to get into controversy. So I'm sitting over here like, thankfully nobody knows who I am, and Alex's name is with it. But no, it was dope, man, because he's got the crazy amount of lyricism in that song with different sports. You got the Detroit Pistons, the Bad Boys. You got like Puffy and Mace. You got Christian hip hop names and albums, and then you got that story of Reach Records, him talking to Trip. So I mean, it's an overall excellent song, and the way he went about doing it was just crazy. So I was thoroughly impressed by the song, but I knew it was going to cause some controversy.
You're like, man, I just supplied the heat for like a war, man. I supplied the bullets, man.
Yeah. And you know, my thing was like, I mean, I don't disagree with what Shai said, but I do still respect some of the guys that he's talking about. You know, like I still respect their music, their craft, the way they're going. I've seen them over the years, so it wasn't. I don't even think he was saying like, forget y'all. He was just saying like, this is what's happening. We need to do something about it. So, you know, I thought it was a good call out.
Nah, for sure, bro. I mean, you know, so I had, you know, the joint over here, but so I mean, I wanted to play it, but I literally was like, man, you know, I don't want no copyright strikes, man. So I'm not gonna, you know, it's too early for me to be getting all these copyright strikes. But what I'll do is I'm just gonna go ahead and try to, if y'all could, hope y'all can see it. Let me try to make this a little bigger. Yeah, there we go. So, you know, you see some of the lines here, man. And all right, so Ayo, I'm back, but nobody was asking where I've been, because Christ-centered music is no longer the hot trend. I mean, there's, like you said, there's so many lines in here, right, that are just like crazy. The second verse was real dope because he used a lot of like, you know, different like hip hop references and whatnot.
Yeah,
I love that, man. I love that. I think I'm trying to find my favorite line. Where's that joint, bro?
Bro, I was listening to it today, just this morning to get ready for this, and I just now caught the Shine Biggie 112 line.
Oh, you just got
because I didn't pay attention to the Shine, you know. So I was like, he really went in.
Yeah, man. Nah, there was a lot of dope lines on this one, man. I'm trying to find it. Oh, I can't believe I forgot it, man.
Which line you thinking of?
Oh man, it's like he said, what did he say? Oh, it's too many. I was listening to it at the gym the other day too. I was just getting hype actually listening to it. I was like, yo.
Yeah,
this joint is crazy. If I remember the line, I'm gonna bring it up. But yeah, man, I mean, he just said a lot of just truth, and it was lyrical. I think for me, this is one of the times where I think he was like super lyrical on this, on some like MC type, you know what I'm saying? Like just, you know, gully, just give me the mic kind of stuff. But then he was like really on point with the subject matter as always. So this is one of those times for me. I think this might be the strongest I've seen him like merge those two things together.
Yeah.
Was on Random Thoughts 3 for me. I think so, man.
Yeah.
No,
I thought he did great with the lyricism. And I mean, man, just even his like last verse where he's gonna rap about Jesus, you know, like you can make this song and not talk about Jesus. You could flex your muscle, tell people what's wrong, but then he finishes out with the gospel, man, and Christ and theology, the same stuff. So I think he did a phenomenal job on the song.
Yeah. No, last verse. I mean, I'm just trying to give a healthy demonstration of theocentric music for the selfie generation. You see, the problem is sin, no riddle in it, because all sin got I in the middle of it. We're mad, depraved, and truly evil. We need to be born again without a Matt Damon movie sequel. In the gospel, God addresses our depravity, the lamb slain at Calvary, the depths of his agony. He rose from the grave with abundant grace. So when he comes in faith, he'll bring us from the sunken place. I love that joint too, man. It was like, yeah. I mean, there's so many lines in here, man. It's so weird trying to rap someone else's lines too, man. It just sounds so mechanical, like you can't really. Like if I'm doing it from memory, that's one thing, but reading it is kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, he killed that song.
He sure did. He sure did. So what happened when you started to see some of the the reactions, bro? Like what did you think of? So actually, so let me talk for the people who maybe forgot or don't know how, like, some of the issues that went down. So Random Thoughts 3 drops with the album Still Jesus, and then what happened was shortly after that, Ruslan did a response track to Random Thoughts 3. And he was actually, I mean, in my estimation, I'll say he was actually kind of unkind in what he was saying. It sounded like, it went from just like we're talking about this to like the realm of personal insult, which to me was like, wow, like I had never really seen that in CHH. That was the first time I'd seen somebody like really like personally kind of insult somebody that was outside of the realm of even the subject matter for real, or just not going for the issue itself. So Ruslan drops this track, and there's obviously some buzz about that. Some people are cheering, some people are like, yo, this is why is he doing that? And then Tony from Hazakim, the brothers from Hazakim do a joint, right? A response joint to Ruslan, right? They do a response joint to Ruslan. And okay, so check this out, man. Let's just go ahead, because I got a little something here from Tony right here, man. Hold up 1 second, man. Let him explain in his own words what his thoughts were when he kind of came there. But I'm gonna play a short little portion of this joint right here, man. Let me see if I can bring this in here for y'all. All right, so this Tony breaking it down a little bit.
People have their biases and they're fans of certain artists, and when any disagreement occurs, they're always going to take the side of the artist they love. But let me just say that some of the disses we've read, I'm not talking about the hurt that some people have expressed. I'm talking about some of the disses we've read. It's funny. Shai Linne addressed a situation which I think he had every right to address, and he's earned the right to address. Ruslan, who had nothing to do with it, took it. I don't think he took it personal. He saw it as an opportunity, so he then dissed Shai Linne. We dissed Ruslan, and now brothers are coming out rebuking us for dissing Ruslan by dissing Hazakim. The only difference is they're not putting it over a track. They're not putting it over music. So I hope that pretty soon, and myself included, we can all kind of take a step back and reevaluate everything, and just kind of pick up the pieces. So, in a nutshell, look, when G. Craig Lewis was attacking this movement, he did it publicly, right? We reached out to the brother. He rejected our olive branch. We went at him. We were not thanked for it. We were hated for it. We were misunderstood. Our motives were questioned. But you don't hear about G. Craig Lewis anymore. He's not the talk. It is what it is. And in similar manner, when Ruslan decided to diss Shai Linne, he did it publicly. And it was more than an attack on Shai Linne. It was an attack on the movement. Because it wasn't just an attack on Shai's character and personality and motive. It was also an attempt to, again, redefine this movement from its focus and from its mission, from a guy who doesn't even identify as a Christian MC. At the end of the day, our response to Ruslan was nothing more than a lesson in respect. We were checking the brother for trying to sun Shai in a very condescending, sarcastic, and disrespectful way. And
hey, man, you just gotta love the way Tony talk, man.
Yeah. Dude goes hard.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, that he just explained it. He just said it. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, bro?
Man, so I'm not a fan of the Christian diss track, but it it was comedy. I hate to even use the word comedy. I enjoyed it, maybe for the wrong reasons, but I thought like they snapped back to just say like, look, you can't diss us for having genuine concern for the state of Christian hip hop. And again, man, like I'm not the type of dude that's going to put out a CHH diss, but I did respect Tony and Mike for putting that out. And honestly, like Ruslan, I mean, he felt attacked, so he jumped out there, did his thing, and they kind of went back and forth. But it seems like that moment kind of brought division, but then maybe it just kind of revealed the division. Maybe it didn't cause it, just revealed it, Mm-hmm. But if I'm honest, like the biggest thing I remember from that moment was the discouragement of seeing like some of Shai's people. I'm not gonna say names, but some of Shai's people and people even associated with this project distancing themselves from Shai because of the song. And I'm not gonna speak for him, but I feel like there was a lot of betrayal of close friendships, of people who rocked with our side of the movement or this side of the coin, who said, nah, we're done because Shai put this out. And, I remember like Lecrae, Derek Minor, all these people kind of trying to blast him. And I thought, this is kind of crazy that you guys are this upset about it. And, maybe they tried to talk to him, maybe they didn't. I'm not sure, but the social media response was for me uncalled for, and I wish that it would have been handled better by those guys. Like, don't bash this, don't come back out and just mock this dude and act like this song ain't real. Don't act like y'all haven't changed, because now 2022, 10 years after the line that Shai saw, these cats are talking, not Lecrae, but there's cats talking Black Hebrew Israelism. There's cats that are apostate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as if Christian hip hop got better after it went more mainstream after Shai called it out. It's gotten worse. So what he saw, that Ichabod stuff, like, it's getting worse.
Yeah. And thank you for that perfect segue, man, because that's what I was going to bring up next, was to talk about Ichabod, bro, because I think it was right there with Random Thoughts as far as like a just a shocker. You know what I'm saying? It had that serious shock factor, man. Definitely want to acknowledge the good peeps in the chat though.
What up, Carlos?
Because we got Dear Woke Christian. This was a legit song for reals. Yep. Ruslan KD, yes, the same Ruslan, man. Yep, that's how it went down. We got Don Carlos in the building. What is up? What's up, brother? What's up? Thanks for joining us. Regmont Music, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch, brother. Appreciate you. This was a funny comment from Joseph. He said, y'all making us feel old, fam.
I'm young, man. So I don't know about you. I'm only in my early 30s.
Well, the music is old now, right?
It is old.
Like oh man. So yeah, but yo, Ichabod, bro. Let me try and make this a little bigger, man, because this one, and this was different because it was like the stylistically was different too, right?
Bro, and the Paul Washer clip, bro.
Yes. To throw that in there, man. But I mean, again, we're not gonna play it, man. But if y'all, hopefully y'all can see some of the lyrics on the screen here. I mean, he just basically, the premise of the song is that how you see he refers to Ezra 2:11, right? So he says, matter of fact, where's the joint?
I bet you can't spit this one.
Nah, I can't, man. I gotta like unless you can. You want to go for it?
No, sir.
All right. I read it all mechanical the first time, man. Can you help us out, bro, with this first verse? Just kind of read it through for us a little bit more rhythmically than I did.
I'm just gonna read it because he hit that double time flow.
Okay.
But nice. He said, "Heavy is the burden, so I gotta write this. To break the silence, I had to fight this. Oh, here we go, man. They ain't gonna like this. what's really going on? I wonder, man, am I the only one? I don't understand. Because the game ain't the same with the fame when the fame and acclaim make a shame to proclaim the Son of Man. We got record. I think that's the part where he starts singing a little. We got record sales, videos, and wardrobes.
Yeah.
Twitter followers, movie deals, award shows. Yeah. Man, like that's goodness, man.
Mm-hmm.
Older tears mixed with joys of the newer brethren. For more insight, turn to Ezra 2:11. And like, bro, you can visualize the scriptures, man, where they celebrated the new temple, but it was so weak compared to the original temple, man.
Exactly.
Like, you feel that. And man, so it's dope. It's dope.
Yep. And so the whole thing was just I mean, this right here, chorus, right? So Christian hip hop got me feeling brokenhearted. We're such a long way off, man, from where we started. We think we're winning, but Satan got us outsmarted. I wonder if the glory of God has departed. So this is the heart of it, man. So Lord, help us before you choose a different squad. We need to repent or else we might get the rod. I can't call it. It seems like we're sick of God. What you call that? Huh? Ichabod. It's called Ichabod. It's called
Ichabod.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, this joint was, this was something, bro.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Something. Yeah. And I mean, even just conceptually for him to, use that and just, put that as like the framework of what's happening now and put that in the track, man. I thought that was genius, man. I thought that was just genius for sure, man. Oh, we got Big Norm in the building. What's up, Norm?
Norm.
Yeah, Ichabod might have been the best joint on that album. Yes. I mean, it very well could have been. I think there's some that, I mean, it definitely, that and Random Thoughts 3 for me are like right there. I say Random Thoughts 3 is just a little bit, there, but Ichabod was crazy. Ichabod was definitely crazy, man.
Yeah.
Let me pull up his track list over here, man. And hey, man, shout out to Shai's like organization on his website, man, because I'm learning, man. I felt a little convicted, man, when I saw that joint, man. Like, dang, man, his
website's clean, huh?
His website's so well organized, man. Mine is a mess, man. It's a total mess. I haven't even updated it in the longest time, man. But what I really appreciate is he does put the lyrics to like all the songs, or like at least most of the songs, I believe, on here, and track listings and what have you are also here. But we have let me try to expand this a little bit. Turn that over there. So you had Turn It Off. We had MC Goya battle rap interlude, which was hilarious. I tried to get MC Goya, he couldn't make it tonight, man, but I was trying to get him on there, man. I was trying to get him on here to.
Hey, and they came after him on Twitter too, man, because they said he was making fun of Hispanic people. I'm like, bro, he is Hispanic.
Right. That was, I mean, yeah.
Oh, man.
Goodness, man. It's like, Yep. Yeah, Big Norm just woke up, getting ready for work. Yes. You have a great shift, brother. Have a great shift. Yeah, I'm gonna be on with Big Norm soon, man. We're gonna put out the thumbnail and the dates as well real soon. It's a good brother right here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of ministry, a lover of hip hop, lover of Jesus first, and we definitely gonna be collabing real soon. So look out for that.
Let's get it.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So that was a track list, and you mentioned Washer's Warning as well. In fact, so the Ichabod has the same Paul Washer clip right at the end of it, and then it comes back as like just the I think just the audio only.
Yes, the full clip too, because me and my buddies used to listen to that clip. I love Paul Washer.
Yeah,
and to hear him address Christian hip hop, man, like that was pivotal for me as a young artist.
It was so encouraging, man. I remember hearing that and thinking like, wow, first of all, it felt great to have like somebody who was so well respected by the CHH community, especially Reformed, artists, man, come through and just basically be at an event, first of all, with his CHH, and then to not look down upon it, but he actually gave like just a lot of encouragement, man. He gave encouragement. Yes, he gave a warning, but it was encouragement. He's like, he kind of like, gave it validation a bit in my eyes, man. Where it's like, no, like what I heard tonight, when he says what I heard tonight was preaching. I didn't hear just music. I heard like truth, I heard, the gospel, you know what I mean? So it's like, that was just beautiful, man. And what the thing is now, if you go to many events, you're not going to hear that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to hear that, especially with the way it's been super commercialized. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we can talk forever about how the state of things is, but my question for you, bro, is what do you think needs to happen for things to change?
So I think two things need to happen.
Mm-hmm.
One is I think there need to be more artists encouraged and platformed that are repping Christ, like explicit Christ-centered theological music.
Mm-hmm.
When I say that, I don't mean somebody that's whack just because he says Jesus, we need to put him on Rapzilla. But I do think the powers that be need to find these cats that are repping Christ and promote it and put us in the playlist, put us in the freshman list, because there's dudes out there. Regenerate's one of them dudes. Like he's at all these events. He's killing it with his wordplay. He's growing as an artist. Like cats need, like Strack, man, like cats need to be listening for these dudes and giving them opportunities to be platformed so that there's both and, on Rapzilla at the events, because there's some young dudes that probably just need to hear that, oh, I can rap about Jesus and not be whack and have an opportunity.
Yeah.
But two, I think there needs to be some connection between the old heads and the young dudes. So I think like dudes that like us who are passionate about Christ-centered theological rap need to check out the music of these young dudes, hit them up, encourage them when we hear promise. And, see, if we see some dudes that are really out there for Christ, promote their music, like I do hear some dudes that are still spitting Christ, C4 Crotona and some of these guys, they still are doing it, but they're rocking with Dayton and some of these bigger name guys. Yeah. And so connecting with them, building bridges, I think that's important too, because if you remember back during the first wave of the Christ Center versus the not so Christ Center, there was beef, and it was like, we can't mess with y'all because y'all aren't repping Christ enough.
Yeah.
So there is another wave. But what I think we got to guard against is compromising. Like Shai should never put out a song that he's changed course or whatever. I think we still need to keep putting out our music like the way God has convicted, the way God has called us. But we may be able to connect with somebody that's not doing it exactly like us. Mm-hmm. I think of a Jay Monty. Like Jay Monty talks about Christ, talks about his faith, but dude is that. Rapzilla freshman, he's rapping at the stuff with No Big Deal. And so I think just kind of finding those cats and trying to bridge gaps is important, because that branch, that mainstream CHH is not gone, or it's not going to go anywhere, but maybe we can add stuff to it. And I think we as boom bap dudes, like, man, we can branch out. I know you do some trap stuff. I'm working on some trap stuff, because I do think there's a mainstream sound that we have not tapped into as theological reformed rappers. And I'm not saying everybody should. Stephen Levite, Shai, Hazakim, they made it well known, like, we don't do that. Yeah. But there's some of us who are cool to do that. And I think that we need to put that out and have some options, because I do think there's limited options for people who don't listen to boom bap to hear theological rap. So
yeah,
that's a lot, but
no, man, that was brilliant, bro. That was brilliant. Just like great thoughts, man. I mean, like you said, so these platforms giving, what would be considered an alternative sound now a chance, right? Giving them a chance, giving artists who don't sound like, like the mainstream stuff, but are good, a shot at being on their platforms, man. I think that's a big thing right there. That's huge. That's huge.
Because I mean, there's dudes that like Strack and Kurt Kennedy, and some dude, like, there's cats out there who can hang with anybody that's on Rapzilla, but they just don't get heard. They don't get the thousands of views. They don't win the contest. So, I mean, we just got to keep grinding, but maybe somebody can get us out there and give us a chance. And I'm not begging for that. You know, I'm gonna still do what I'm doing, but it would be cool to see that kind of come together.
Yeah, man. Another thing, so for me, I think I just have a naturally sort of like a rebellious spirit a little bit, man. So in my mind, so stuff like that goes down. I'm not even necessarily saying like you know, like y'all need to you know, sort of give us a chance. My mind goes to like, hey man, how can we create something? You know what I'm saying? How can we create a place that allows for a you know, the type of music we referred to be heard? You know,
I'm
how can we create that? You know what I'm saying? I think there's a need for that. I think a few years back there used to be a little bit more variety, or there used to be a few more. Of course, Rapzilla has always been the biggest one, but I remember, man, there was like other websites. I think what was it called? Like
the South was a big one.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So like there was different sites. You know, you just didn't go to one site because no matter what happens, bro, if there's just one source and you know, they're just human beings, bro. They're going to have their taste. They're going to have their things that they want to push. And slowly there's a sound that's going to get shaped by that. And we already know, I mean, like, you know, let's just be honest, like Rapzilla, like really is sometimes in the past, man, people have viewed it as like just an extension of like Reach Records, where it's like, okay, like this is what gets pushed over here. They don't push anything else. And you know, that's their prerogative, right? I ain't even saying like, yo, but that's their prerogative. But all that to say, man, I think a like alternative platform for a different sound for people who are doing it in a different way. And again, not to say that the other stuff has to go away, but give other people some room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think something like the industry has changed. You know, 10, 15 years ago, you could have like a press kit, drop an album, have pre-orders, have people going to the, you know, ordering your hard copy. Today, you got to get on a playlist. And I think we need a curator of reformed hip hop that's like an official source of like, here's your source for theological, Christ-centered reformed hip hop. And we can do that, man. Like we don't need a platform for that. We just need to get somebody to name it, you know, have a website, and then get the playlist going, and then, you know, promote it within our networks until it starts to grow. Social media, you know, a lot of these, I'm finding out these young dudes from TikTok, Instagram videos, you just start to see like, dude raps about Christ and it goes viral. And what they're doing is they're just, you know, it's just a different world. So we've got to make sure we're accessing the platforms that are popular today, you know. And I'm not saying like we still need to put out albums, but we need to create playlists. We need to create social media opportunities. We need to do ciphers and, you know, just start building on that. Cause I think it's going to be a grassroots type of thing, you know, and I like it because it's underground hip hop. That's what it is.
Hey man, you get me amped up, bro. You get me really amped up right now. I'm like, yo, what's next, man? What we got to do, man?
I got beats, so that's all I know.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna put some beats into something. So let's get it.
For sure. Nah, man, those are excellent thoughts, man. I mean, so I mean, speaking of which, you do got beats, man. I know you got rhymes too. You got the whole package, man. Just love the work you've been putting out. My wife really loves the Trinity joint, bro.
Man, thank you.
That joint was just stuck in the car for the longest time, to the point where it's like I was like, is this CD gonna come out? You know what I mean? It's like it was the only CD in the joint. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the encouragement, bro. That's one of my favorite projects just because of the way it came together. So thank you.
Yeah,
we're working on some new stuff. So
yeah. Any can you give us any you know, insight into what you're working on?
So I've got a lyrical theology project with boom bap stuff that I'm working on with like theology. And then I've also got a trap sounding album that's really geared toward people in my city, because I want a church plant where I'm at. I'm seeing people dying of drug overdoses. I'm seeing, you know, just a lot of lost people that I want to reach. And I know that they listen to trap. I know they listen to street music. So I'm trying to relate to them but still give them Jesus the way that they need it. So I've got like 5 or 6 songs in the works for that project as well. So it's a matter of just getting the time to sit down and work on it. But Lord willing, I got 2 projects in the works that will be different, but I think both useful for the kingdom. So we'll see.
Oh, excellent, man. Excellent. Can't wait to hear it, man. I mean, you definitely got to come back on, man. When one of them things drop, man, we need you up on here, man. Share it with the good folks, man.
Let's do it. I need to get you on the project, so we'll
man,
talk
you
about
already
that
know, bro.
Doors.
You didn't even have to ask. I was gonna force my way onto something, man.
Let's
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
For sure, man. But man, man, thank you so much for taking the time out. I know we were talking earlier, man. You know, you actually kind of came away from the movie night and the pizza with the family, bro, to come and join me, man. So I truly appreciate it, man.
Definitely. The kids are in bed. Wifey's having some free time, so this is prime time for me to do stuff like this. So,
excellent.
Glad to be able to hop on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for your great thoughts and insight, man. Where can people find you, man?
You can find me on Facebook, just Chrys Jones, Twitter, Chrys_Jones, Instagram, Chrys Beats, TikTok. I'm on there as well. And then you can find my music anywhere that music streams. It's Chrys with a Y, CHRYS. If you don't spell it right, you won't find me.
Mm-hmm.
So
that I'll put it in the description of this joint afterwards so that people can get a link to your music, man. For sure. Regmon Music said, I need some biblically sound singer-songwriters to work with, man.
Let's work.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna post Regmon Music's link to his joint as well, for sure, so y'all can any biblically sound. Make sure biblically sound, like you actually not just biblically sound, but you go to church as well, right?
You mean you gotta have this?
Yes.
Right. The Bible should be at least in your mind as you're writing your lyrics.
Yeah. Have a great rest of the evening. Yes. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much, man. Gonna watch the first 30 minutes now. Blessings, fam. Okay, you're gonna go back. Big Norm, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Have a good and safe evening yourself too, man. And yeah.
Yo, Joseph, thanks for the love, brother. Yeah, appreciate that.
No doubt. Yeah, thank you, Joseph. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, thanks, Berean Babes. Thanks to Dear Woke Christian as well for sliding through. And yeah, I think we're just gonna continue this conversation as far as like how we could build stuff, man. And if I love to hear y'all's thoughts in the comments, man, on things of that nature. So definitely hit us up, throw some comments in there, man. We'd love to continue this conversation. But with that being said, man, we will be signing off. Thanks again to my brother Chrys Jones. And just remember, man, if then you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things that are above, not on things that are on earth. All right. God bless y'all. And we will see y'all next time. Peace.